Can Wolfe Glick become a two-time world champion? Let's find out. The man on the screen is Wolfe Glick, the 2016 Pokémon Masters World Champion of VGC. The question we're here to ask today is, can he become a two-time world champion, which only one person has done before, in Ray Rizzo, who's won it 3 times? One question we should ask, perhaps before we answer that question, is Wolfe Glick the greatest Pokemon player of all time? Because if he is, then surely he can win this year, right? Wrong. I believe that he is the greatest Pokemon player of all time. He's won the most big events when it comes to regionals. He's a world champion. There isn't anything he hasn't won, internationals, nationals, etc. in the past. However, the lineup this year is stacked. And if you look at the CP bar, Wolfe is definitely not top of the CP bar for qualifying for the Pokémon World Championships. But players like Edward Cunha, another former world champion, Neil Dunlop, Riley Factura, who's top of the CP in the standings for the USA, people like Eric Rios, Alex Gomez. There's so many players up there that could win the World Championships this year. So why are we asking a question about Wolfe and not any of them? Well, it's simple. I believe that Wolfe is the greatest Pokemon player of all time, competitively in the VGC scene. And that's no offense to people like Ray Rizzo who have come and gone before. But there are 1 or 2 people that I also feel could win the World Championships this year. People to look out for this year are the aforementioned Edward Cunha. He won the World Championships. He is a massive threat. He is top of the CP rankings this year for global CP. So he has to be a massive, massive threat. Also, I'd like to mention James Beck, having finished 3rd a couple of years ago. He's really, really on the cusp. And again, another player that I could see this year winning the Pokemon World Championships. Now, the question is, will Wolfe win it? I think even though there's going to be so many players there that can win it this year, I do think, to answer the question, that Wolfe Glick will become a 2-time world champion. Now, you're saying, well, it's easy to say that. You're saying he's the greatest Pokemon player of all time. He's qualified for Worlds. He's always got amazing teams and he plays well with them and he makes great predictions. So, of course, he's got a shout of winning it. You're probably just saying he's going to win it. And then if he does win it, you're like, yeah, I claimed it. When in reality, you're just hoping. No, I genuinely believe this year, Wolfe Glick will win the Pokemon World Championships in Hawaii. And I do think he'll become a 2-time Pokemon World Champion. Not just because I think he's the greatest player of all time, and I think he's got great style. I love the way he has board control. I love the way that even if he's in a bad position or he goes down a Pokemon or 2 early on, whether it's 4-3, 4-2, he can still work his way out of it by making some sublime plays and seeing things that some people just don't even consider seeing. But I'm calling it here and now. Wolfe Glick, your 2024 Pokemon VGC Masters World Champion.